Hi, I'm Jim Walsh, representative from Legislative District 19 to the Washington State House. I'm here behind the lines of the culture war at Evergreen State College. And I want to talk today about a disturbing trend that we've seen here, especially, and at some other campuses around the state and around the country. There's a growing intolerance on college campuses toward free speech and the expression of minority opinions, not just about politics, but about culture and history, even science. These controversies, these issues, have drawn a tight focus on the need to articulate free speech rights and free academic inquiry rights on campuses, especially state-funded campuses. As you've probably seen from the internet, there have been a number of protests here at Evergreen State. It all started with a diversity training exercise that Evergreen State calls the Day of Absence. For years, this had been a thing where members of their minority communities would voluntarily not come to school to shine a light on the importance that they play and the roles that they play in campus activities and other things that go on here. Well, recently, the tables kind of turned on this exercise, and members of some minority groups and other groups here on the campuses wanted white students to not come to campus for school that day, but not voluntarily, by force. This separating groups within the campus by itself is bad, but it's a symptom of a larger issue of intolerance and the violation and erosion of people's free speech rights, but also the ability of people to engage with each other and discuss different perspectives and different opinions. This is considered incorrect these days on many college campuses and something that isn't tolerated. Well, that's absurd. The whole purpose of higher education and university experience is to engage people from other perspectives and with other opinions. What we've seen at Evergreen State is the lack of skills that people have to engage and to discuss ideas in an interesting and dynamic way. What we see instead is an administration and a faculty that enforces a rigid, single view of culture, of history, and certainly of politics and public policy. This has to change. These events have highlighted the need for us to clarify and emphasize the constitutional rights to free speech and, in the college context, free academic inquiry. These rights are protected by the federal Constitution, but also by the Washington State Constitution, which states clearly that people are free to express their opinions in the public forum. And look behind me. This college campus, state-run college campus, this is a public forum for ideas. We need to keep it open to all perspectives. As you may have seen in the news, one professor in particular here at Evergreen State was vilified when he spoke in a very reasonable way about the problems he saw with some of these diversity training exercises, particularly the Day of Absence. And that situation has clarified the need for real reform in state-funded schools, colleges, and universities. I've sponsored legislation that would require the governing bodies of state-funded colleges and universities to protect First Amendment rights to speech and academic inquiry. This is not just students who we think of often, it's also faculty members and administrators. And those administrators have been a growing part of the campus equation at many colleges and universities. Students and faculty should not have to be concerned about their professional well-being or even physical safety for expressing viewpoints, even controversial viewpoints. My proposed legislation says that even if the viewpoint is emotionally disturbing, it should still be allowed in the marketplace of ideas. This is the point of higher education, is to learn to handle emotionally disturbing points of view and arguments effectively by engaging them and pointing out their flaws or weaknesses. It's important for us as taxpayers in this state that our colleges and universities provide that kind of education to our young people. They have to learn how to engage. My bill is not the only one that looks to reform university and college campuses in Washington. There's a move afoot, and it's not just a single person, that wants to defund Evergreen State. and colleges like it that go too far in their protection of a certain politically correct perspective. I think that goes too far. My bill, which protects First Amendment rights and emphasizes academic inquiry and the free exchange of ideas, is the middle ground solution, and I think the best for Washington State. Thanks for listening. Again, I'm Jim Walsh, State Representative from Legislative District 19. I'll talk to you more soon.